All right, here we go. The latest project. Um, my son and I were talking the other day, and we got on the subject of campers. And I said, I've always wanted to get an old camper and just kind of redo it, remake it back to its original state. And he said, well, you should get a truck camper, a slide-in truck camper. And I said, oh no, those things are expensive. Even the ones that are junked up are too expensive. He goes, oh no, you can find one on Craigslist. And I said, no, I don't think so. And we looked, and there was nothing even reasonably cheap. Even the older ones that needed a lot of work were still too much. And then the following day, on a whim, I got up in the morning and I thought, oh, I'm just going to check Craigslist. Well, that night, this one went on, and he was asking $500, and I offered him $400, and he agreed. So then we had to drive down to Austin. Well, actually that night, the night that we made the offer, we got all the details hammered out with the owner, and we went down that night and we picked it up. Well, we looked at it and agreed, yeah, picked it up. So right now, it looks, I think, rougher than it actually is, because he's taken off some of the trim and stuff because he was starting to already do the inside. So let me show you. It's completely self-contained though, so it's pretty cool. And these old ones have something that a lot of the newer ones don't, and that's it works on propane and 12 volt. And a lot of them nowadays may do that, but excuse me, I had to get up there. But what they don't have is propane lighting. So I was actually pretty amazed with the propane lighting, and I thought that was so cool. Okay, so he had already taken out, because there had at one time been some water damage up in this top part, which was repaired. So he was taking out all the wood and replacing it, and that's why the trim is out. And he took the windows out in order and was reframing windows and all kinds of stuff like that. So part of the remodel has already started, and as you see, the rest needs to be completed. So he gave me the wood, he gave me the new paneling, and it's got a new, as you see, cab over, ply down, and so there's storage underneath here. And then on this back side, it's not storage because that's where goes over the wheel wells of your truck. But what we figured is from the stove back, it doesn't need to have that cutout. So what we think we're going to do is put water tanks under there, gray water tank and a fresh water tank. And the stove, I mean, these appliances, I mean, they've got some dust and dirt on them from sitting here. But I mean, if you look, the appliances are in amazingly good condition. I mean, I was really shocked at how good of condition they were in. So, and the little refrigerator, and again, 12 volt, needs to be cleaned, but it's a good little refrigerator. And here is where one of the leaks was happening, because these old vents like this, they didn't have it sealed around the bottom of the vent itself. And so even when this is completely closed, water was getting in. So that's one of the things I'll be taking care of, because as you see, even though he put on new roofing, he didn't fix the main problem right there, and so it got wet again. And I'm going to take this out because he stuffed a bunch of old wool clothing in there for insulation, and I would rather just use insulation. So you can see there's scrap pieces of wood and stuff where he was working on it. This is the original propane light that he took down in order to redo the paneling over there. And check out this sink. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, it's a real porcelain sink, and they must have never used it. It's amazing how good a condition it is. And then here, when you connect it to city water, you have a faucet here, and this one is a hand pump. How cool is that? So when you can put a tank of water underneath. Now, there's no bathroom in here, but what we were thinking is porta potty, and then it was like, well, where would we put the porta potty? So we're actually thinking in this area, because this hydroflame furnace is way, way older than I would want to ever use, and I wouldn't trust one of the older ones anyway. So I think I'm going to take this out, sell it, because there's people that like these original things. So I'm going to sell it, and then we'll open up that space there and put a cabinet on it, and it'll be where the porta potty goes. So, and then I don't know, we'll have to figure out where we're going to do privacy screening and all that kind of good stuff. We'll see. Okay. So you can see this is where the closet is, and see he's got all the frames still for all the windows. So that's nice. And this is where the heater was vented up and out. So, it's a pretty nice little closet. Like I said, it's got a lot more storage than you would think in such a little bitty thing. And this thing fits in an 8-foot truck bed, which is what I happen to have. So, like I said, we're going to go from there. I'm going to finish this remodel, and this is my latest little happy project. I just went to the lumber store and got some stuff, and okay, calling it quits for today. I finished framing out right around the windows here. If you'll see that's new framing there, did a little more substantial. And then I did framing there, and I'm still going to do a little bit more here. But I got that window in, and I finished putting that window in. And I also sealed them. So I put a silicone sealant around it that's made for vehicles and RVs and stuff. So that's it for today.